diphthong spelled D-I-P-H T-H-O-N-G. D-I-P-H-T-H-O-N-G. That is an international classification for an aspect of language. I have summarized, if you go to Wikipedia or something like that, you get a whole long list of definitions of diphthongs, so long until you'll probably be more confused when you get through than you were when you started. So let me give you my simplified definition of a diphthong. A diphthong is when we take two different vowel sounds and pronounce them together to produce a new sound. I'll repeat that. Two different vowel sounds. I'm assuming that we do remember that we have vowel sounds and we have consonant letters. And the consonant letters do not represent sound, they represent positions from which to start and or stop making sounds. The only sound in the language, Arabic or English, are vowels. That's the only sound that is, all right? And everything else is working with those vowels, starting them at a certain place and stopping them at a certain place. Those are the consonants give us those positions, all right? The next thing I want to tell you is that we have, which is a review, but we need to do it so that we can move into this stage of the lesson, is that there are 4 combinations of diphthongs. 4 combinations. What I mean combination? I mean combining 2 different vowel sounds in 4 different ways to produce diphthongs. I'm doing this because if you're trying to study Arabic on your own, and there's nothing wrong with doing that, the books that you have are only going to give you 2. Allah bless me to see 4. All right? And I'm going to, inshallah, demonstrate those 4 so that you can take it back to the one who didn't misteach you but didn't teach you enough. And have the truth in the Quran. That's what I'm teaching, by the way, is Quranic Arabic, okay? So in the Quran, I'm going to give you, inshallah, give you examples today of the different types of diphthongs and whether we're going to start with this one over here, A-E. We have an A and we have E. We have a short A. The characteristic of Arabic diphthong is that you have a short vowel leading into a different long vowel to produce a new sound. That's not complicated, is it? A short vowel, we have 3 short and 3 long. Well, we have 3 short vowels. So we're going to show you how those three short vowels lead us into a different long vowel to give us a new sound. The first one we have A. That's a short vowel, right? All right. Then and we have it leading into the long vowel E, and we get. I'm going to say it slow first, and then I'm going to show you what we get. A, A, A. And when you get through, when you learn to say it, it'll just be A. A. Say A. A. Now say it fast. A. That's your A. Now you should understand that in English they mistaught us when they told us A was a vowel. Because A is not really a vowel, it's a diphthong. And you can go back and review one of the lessons on YouTube and you'll see where we showed you. Even in the word Caesar, which we call Caesar, but in Hispanic language they call it Caesar. Because you have A, Caesar, all right? So we want to move on now. The other thing I want to show you in this demonstration that we won't be able to finish today, but inshallah we'll get halfway and then hopefully we'll finish the last 2. We can do this one and this one today and these 2 on the first Sunday in June. And inshallah, so these are the characters. This is what it looked like. Now, there are certain circumstances under which we find diphthongs. We can find diphthongs in a word, and we can find diphthongs when we obey the rules of tajweed, which makes us wind up joining words together. All right? So that's what you're going to see. And when I'm going to give you demonstrations of both diphthongs in a word and diphthongs that combine one word with the next word coming after it. All right? So those are the 2 possibilities. A diphthong in a word and a diphthong where we join one word with another. All right? All right, so, and I'm going to give you verse and chapter. So the first illustration I'm going to give you, right now, we're going to just draw a box around these because we're not dealing with these right now, all right? All that we're dealing with right now is A. Okay, when we get to A, then we will get to that, all right? So we have I lay. I know you're familiar with that word, right? I lay. I'm sorry, I lean, excuse me. No, that's not the word. I'm sorry, because I want. That would be the diphthong, but that's not the one I want here. That's not the one I have on my card here. I have. I lay. I'm sorry. I lay him. I lay him. Very poor writing, but the board is shaking on me. I lay him. All right. I lay him. What is the diphthong in there? Lay. Lay is the diphthong. Here's the diphthong right here. Lay. Okay. So you see the A-E. All right. And you can find, now there are many places, but I'm just giving you some places where I think I got up to, in doing this bit of scanning, I got up to, let me see, I can tell you exactly how, I went as far as the 3rd chapter and the 120th verse. And all I was doing was just, I wasn't really trying to do the whole Quran, just trying to give you some absolute examples of what we're talking about. So the 3rd chapter and the 120th verse is as far as I went. And the reason why I went that far was to find an example of everything that I wanted. Okay, I wasn't trying to survey the whole Quran, just to find an example of what I wanted. So I'm going to write up here some verses and chapters that I noted in this scanning process that gave us alayhim, this exact word, alayhim. And that was chapters 1, chapter 1. I'll do it like this. Chapter 1, verse 7, right? Chapter 1, verse alayhim. Alayhim. All right? And then we had chapter, it's also, let's put chapter 1, verse 6 and 7. All right? 6 and 7. Then we also had it in 2, the same word, 2:6 and 2:20. This is just for you so that you can actually go and look at it. Now, I'm pointing this out, giving you the exact places where you can find them, so that you have a method of studying. Some of us don't want to study. We just want it to happen. And I wish it could happen. I wish I could bring it, wrapped in a bag and put some in a bag and give it to you. But you will have to do some application. The first one I said is listen. Just keep listening to the language, all right? And then I know you haven't had anybody to go and do this before. And I almost got so bored with it, I started to quit. But I said, no, Allah blessed me with the idea, so I'm going to do it, okay? That's A-E. Here's another A-E. That's alay. And then we have ghayri. 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 Remember, ghayri al-maghdubi. Ghayri. All right? And that's in 1:7. That's chapter 1, verse 7. Okay, I'm going to go on and do these fastly. And then we have raib. Raiba. Ray. That's A-E again. All of these are A-E. I wish this board would be still. Act like it's got the Holy Ghost in it. Raiba. Raiba. Remember Raiba fi? And then we have Bil Ghaib. Raiba, that's 2 and 2:23. 2 and 23. And then we have Bil Ghaib. These are different words just to show you that it's not an isolated situation, all right? Bil Ghaib. So I didn't give you the same word over and over. Sometimes I did show you where that same word was in different places. Bil Ghaib. Bil Ghaib. All right, and that's in the 2nd chapter and the 3rd verse. Now, this is a class, so hopefully you won't mind participating. If you have any questions, you ask them at any time. I'm not on do not interrupt. You can ask any time. The only thing I ask you to do for this session is to ask me questions about what we are presenting here. If you think you have something related to that, then that's fine. Any other questions you want to ask me, you can ask me, but not at this time, all right? But anything about, so what we're on today is diphthongs. So if you have any questions on diphthongs,